Hello everyone, welcome to the first video on my new YouTube channel. My name is Steve and today marks the start of something that I've been meaning to do for quite some time now. I've been putting it off and thinking when is the right time to start, so now I'm just going to crack on, make a start, get used to being uncomfortable, talking to the camera, publishing videos and putting myself out there and getting content on YouTube. I'm documenting my journey from being a currently unprofitable trader to hopefully becoming consistently profitable, and I want to share my journey with you all. So you might be wondering, why am I starting this YouTube channel? And the reason being is that there's so much content out there already from consistently profitable traders. I feel that there's a gap in the market for showing that real raw transition from being unprofitable to profitable. I want this to just be an honest, transparent look at what it takes, what I'm learning, what's working, what's not. So hopefully by me documenting my journey, people can relate to it, get ideas, and see if that is possible, even if it takes time and there are setbacks along the way. I've been trading for around 3 years now. It's been a roller coaster of highs, lows, and plenty of lessons. Throughout my time, I've traded multiple strategies from support and resistance, ICT concepts, trend lines, key levels, you name it, all of them. All of which work for some people, but they just didn't work for me. A big part of the struggle was not having a system that fit my personality type and also didn't fit around my time at work, etc. So over the last 2.5 years, I've failed multiple prop firm challenges. And to be even more transparent, I haven't just failed them, I'm yet to pass one phase one. It's probably in about 17 or so attempts. So you think of that, 2.5 years, 17 attempts, and I've still not passed the phase one, but I'm still going. The only sort of exception was back when FTMO used to do their 30-day time limit. On about 4 of the challenges that I took, they went into about 8% drawdown each time, and I managed to get them back for a free repeat, which is really annoying because I could go from being 9% down back to break even, so technically making 9%, or from 8% to break even, but I could never go from when being break even up to 8% profit. And on top of that, I used to fund my challenges back in the day by trading with personal capital. So I would load up my CMC account with say 300 quid, risk £30 per trade and make 10%. So I'd make the £300, withdraw that and buy a prop firm challenge. But it's crazy because making that 10% on my personal account, I'd done it within about 3 to 4 weeks. Not really trading much different. It was just clearly some psychological effect that was preventing me from succeeding with prop firm challenges, and still is to this day. And I think it was about August last year and I really hit an ultimate low in my trading. You know, I'd been doing challenges for what at that time about near on 2 years, still not past the phase one, and I think my risk management was getting better. I was in a 100k challenge with Alpha Capital Group for about 4 months, going up and down, in profit, back to drawdown. And then I think I was about break even on the account and I entered a trade. The trade was really going in my favour. I think I scaled in a couple of times, must have been about 5 or 6% up. And then I let it get the better of me, scaled in a couple more times and the trade just reversed on me and stopped me out, breached my daily loss limit and lost the account. So 4 months of hard work, thinking that this is going to finally be the one, to literally having one crazy day or crazy moment and wiping the account and just completely wasting the last 4 months of effort. So that was that point where I had a long conversation with myself. I said, right, I either need to quit or I need to get really serious about this. I need to go away, put some time in, back test the strategy, get some real consistent results and data before going back into the markets. So I took some proper time off, something that I hadn't actually done in the whole time that I've been trading. So what, 2.5 years probably into my trading journey, hadn't had literally 1 week off the markets. I'd been looking at them every day, every night, and it done me the world of good. Gave me time to really reset, think differently and work out exactly what I needed to do differently, how I needed to come back to the markets with a different approach. And that's when it got serious. So since October, I've been working on a fully mechanical trading strategy, which so far has produced some phenomenal results. And not only that, I attended the Forex Summit in Dubai with a couple of my friends, and just being in the room with some of the people who are, multi-millionaires really switched up my mindset and thought, yeah, this is going to happen. So a little bit about the strategy and my backtesting journey so far. So whilst I was on my little break, I decided to listen to Trading in the Zone again. And chapter 7, The Trader's Edge, really hit me differently. It made me reflect on how important it is to think in probabilities and just accept that the market is random, at least for the short term anyway. The chapter was a big reason why I decided to build my strategy the way I have. It removes discretion, removes emotion, and gives me a clear edge over a large enough sample size. The strategy that I'm using now is fully mechanical. It's rule-based, and it's based on 2 elements that actually work the best for me throughout my trading journey so far, which is 1, trend following, and 2, price action. Whilst applying these 2 characteristics to my trading journey so far, that was where I saw the most consistent, profitable results. So I thought it was hugely important to include them as part of my strategy. Now where I'm at now, so I've actually backtested the strategy for over 145 years of historical data over 29 Forex pairs. And the results so far have been solid. But I didn't stop there. I actually engineered the data to improve it even further by combining time and price across each Forex pair. Now something that I discovered whilst doing the backtesting was that certain pairs perform better at certain times of the day. So by filtering on my trading journal on my spreadsheet whilst doing the backtesting, I picked out the better pairs at the better times, and now I've incorporated them into my watch lists. Now I plan on doing a separate video fully going through my backtesting data. There's quite a few tabs on my Excel spreadsheet that give some really good data. So I hope to share that all in a bit more detail, just to show how I got to the results and show you all what they are and see what I'm working with. So in recent times, I've lost a 120k account with Audacity Capital, not because the strategy didn't work, but because I didn't follow it properly. Although I had all of that data there telling me that this works, I still just decided to take profit early, move stops to break even, and yeah, failed the challenge. What I should be doing as per my new strategy is letting the trades run to 2.5 risk to reward. Always 2.5 are fixed risk to reward, which some people are against and think that's not a consistent way to trade, but that's what my results were based on. But yeah, I still didn't follow that. I might have took profit at 1.5R just because it was there on the table. But I'm glad that I've done that, because I saw my trades actually run through to 2.5R, so it sort of gave me a little bit of a reminder just to leave it, and that's where the edge will play out. Even though the system has a clear statistical edge, by following the process step by step, I still deviated from it, and that just goes to show how hard it is to just not be emotional whatsoever. Currently, I have 3 100k challenges lined up. Currently trading 100k with FTMO. That is about 0.5% up as we speak. I have been in drawdown the whole time. I started it about a month and a half ago. So I think I got down to about 6% down, now back up to break even. I've stuck by my rules now since the 3rd of March, apart from yesterday. Yesterday was the first time that I broke my rules since the 3rd of March. So I had a good run, but basically, so I was 5% down on Monday. Tuesday, 4 trades appeared, entered into 4 trades. 2 of them run to take profit, 5% profit. My account is now back to break even. The remaining 2 trades were running, and I think we had, was it US dollar GDP data coming out, and both of my trades were basically needed the dollar to have strong news, and the GDP came out weak. So, but both of my trades at that time were in profit. I think it amounted to 2% profit across both trades. So my account was at break even on the balance with 2% in profit, so that the account was at 102k. And because I've been in drawdown the whole time, I made a rational, emotional decision and exited them both for 2% profit. Guess what? They both ran to take profit. Missed out on 3%. So my account would have been in 5.5% profit, but instead it's in 2.5%. And even worse is that another trade popped up after I'd closed them, which closed me out for a loss, which I wouldn't have taken if I'd have stayed in the other trades, because I was short on the euro dollar, and a rule is that if a trade appears, whether it's adhering to my strategy or not, if it's in the opposite direction of a trade that I'm already in, I won't trade it. However, another good reminder to not deviate from the strategy. I don't know how many reminders I need, but that was a big one because I felt it. But overall, this is definitely the most confident I've ever felt as a trader, the best I've felt in my whole journey, and that's because I've got data to back up what I'm doing. Every day I go into the markets with an understanding of what I'm doing. I've not got to make any decisions. If the trade appears, enter and walk away. Simple as that. So that's enough about me. What is to expect from this YouTube channel? So what I plan on doing is sort of posting either bi-weekly or monthly updates on my progress, see whether I can finally get that little bit closer to becoming a profitable trader, getting multiple payouts. And in those updates, I'll go through my trading journal, see what worked, what didn't work, why things may not have worked. I mean, it doesn't make a difference because I'm not going to tweak anything, but it's always good to just go through a breakdown of why a trade may or may not have played out. And I also plan on maybe doing some ad hoc videos on my back testing, my data that I've collected, and strategies that are similar to what I'm using, because anyone can do what I've done. I'm not going to share what I've done because I feel like it's quite unique and quite personal at the minute, and I want to get the results that I want. And of course, depending on whether the channel grows or it attracts some viewers, I may go into sort of more personal videos about myself, maybe day in the life ofs, or lifestyle videos on what I do on a day-to-day basis, how I am as disciplined as I am, etc. But we'll see. We'll see how the channel sort of takes shape. So to round up the first video, let's see if I can finally turn the corner and become the disciplined, consistent trader that I know I can be. If you're on a similar journey, or you just want to see how it all plays out, make sure to subscribe and follow along. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.